My friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Silence, your host for today's decklist, and finally we have the new live twin support in Master Duel in form of Lil-La Sweet and Evil Twin Ki-sikil Deal. Okay, let's start with the decklist. We run 2 copies of Nibiru, 1 copy of Sharvara to gain access to our Unchained Link monsters, 2 copies of Engraver, 1 copy of Lacrima, 3 copies of Tract and 1 Lurry for the Finsmith engine, 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 2 Max Chi and 2 Drolls as end traps. For the live twin part of the deck, we run 3 Ki-sikil Frost. This time we run 3 copies of her because she is a starter with the new support, 3 copies of Ki-sikil, 1 copy of the new support Lil-La Sweet, that is a negate and an extender. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your live twin card or effect activation, quick effect, you can discard this card, negate that opponent's effect. Also, if you control a Ki-sikil monster and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but while it is face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except fiend monsters. Very good new card, 1 copy is fine. Then we run 1 copy of Lil-La Treat and 3 copies of Lil-La. For the spell part of the deck, we run 3 secret password, a good searcher, that we will often use to search our Sunny Snitch, that allows us to add 1 live twin monster from our deck to our hand, 1 copy of Home, as I said before, 3 copies of Snitch, 1 Called by the Grave, then we run Cross Out, and 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet as board breaker. For traps, we run 1 Escape of Unchained, that we will set when Sharvara is sent to the graveyard, and 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. For the extra deck, we run Desiree, part of the Finsmith engine, Trouble Sunny, live twin boss monster, 1 copy of Abomination, Abao Aku, Nightmare Griffon for the Griffon lock, 1 copy of Yama, 1 copy of Soul of Rage to go into Little Knight during the opponent's turn, 1 copy of Finsmith Sequence to gain access to Desiree, 1 copy of Ki-sikil, 1 copy of Lil-La, Muckraker from the Underworld, 1 copy of Artemis, Requiem, and now the new card, Evil Twin Ki-sikil Deal. This card alone changes the deck for the better a lot and changes the way the deck is played. Not only now Ki-sikil Frost is a starter, but she unlocks a lot of new combos for the deck, as you saw in the replays. So, let's read the effect. You can only link summon Evil Twin Ki-sikil Deal once per turn. You can send 1 Lil-La monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, apply this effect this turn. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your Ki-sikil or Lil-La monster effect activation, draw 1 card when that card effect resolves. So we have, with only 2 cards, new combos, draw power, a negate, and the power ceiling of this deck now is raised by a lot, my friends. This is not only a waifu deck anymore, but it is a serious rogue contender. Okay, my friends, that's all. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment and share with your duelist friends. Remember that you can become a member of our Patreon and YouTube channel for exclusive content, and if you want to support us even more, leave hype to this video. A big hug to all of you, my friends, and we'll see on the next decklist. Bye, my friends.